Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you through some of my DIYs. As you see by the title, it is definitely that time of the year, which is Christmas in July, where I like to share some Christmas inspiration for you in the middle of the summer just to cool it down, at least for me, because I am over this summer heat. But if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you when I upload a new video. If you already subscribed, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I really hope you enjoy. And with all that being said, let's just jump right into it and let's art today. For our first project, I have some of these wooden gingerbread men that I picked up from Target last year in their clearance section. I believe they were about $1 each piece. They were originally about $5, but I really like how thick they are and that they are made with real wood. Once again, I bought these at Target and I want to give it a nice makeover. The first thing I needed to do was paint my little gingerbread man, and I'm going in with an acrylic paint that is sort of watered down, and it's called a camel. It's this really nice tan color that I really like on this wood. I watered it down because I still wanted to see some of that wood grain coming through the paint, so that is a really good technique. Some people like to call it like a stain type, but I did use a lot of paint with a little bit of water so that I can get everywhere on my little gingerbread, so it looks like it was cooked just enough for this DIY. After that had time to dry, I'm going in with some red puffy paint and I'm filling in where the little buttons will go. Next, I'm taking a white Posca paint marker and I started to try to fill in the other parts of the gingerbread man, but I noticed that it wasn't getting everywhere I wanted. So I took some Elmer's glue and filled in the eyes and the mouth. And then I had some of this ornament filler, which is almost like glitter, and then started adding it to the glue. I tried to push it down as much as I can so that it would adhere down to the glue, and then I will continue that for the rest of the gingerbread, making sure to get in all of the crevices, adding more when needed, and then I also added red glitter to the buttons also. After I was done with that, the last thing I wanted to add to this gingerbread was a little bow on top of the head, and I'm adding some hot glue to hold it down. Now, I thought this was super adorable that I just had to make a second one, but with this one, I added a green ornament filler to the buttons and added a green bow, and here you have a set of gingerbread pieces that are absolutely adorable. These were super fast and only took minutes to make, and the longest part is that you just have to wait for the glue to dry, but I absolutely loved how these turned out. Let me know what you think about these gingerbreads down below. For our next project, I want to make a nice tabletop sign using one of these easels from Dollar Tree and one of these ornaments from Dollar Tree as well. I had purchased this years ago and I haven't really used it, but today I'm going to give it a nice makeover. These are super cute and there's so many DIYs that you can do with these, and you can find this easel all year round in their Crafter Square section. The first thing I needed to do was paint my entire easel. Now I'm first going in with this bright green acrylic paint, and I know it seems a little bit out of place, but trust me, when I put everything together, it came out a really nice project. I do give it a nice thick one coat of paint using this acrylic paint, making sure to get in all of the cracks and crevices, and once that had time to dry, I did turn it over and start painting the back of it. The reason I painted the whole entire thing was because when I set it up on my table, if you look at it sideways, you can see some of the unfinished wood, and it didn't feel like a complete project, so that's why I painted it everywhere, but if you don't want to, you do not have to. I did set that off to the side to dry so that I can start working on my ornament. I first remove all of the tags from it and just clipping off of that jute string because I don't need it. I also try to be really careful and remove all of the greenery and the bow from the sign as well. Now the bow did have a lot of glue on it, so I had to be patient and remove that. And I noticed when I removed the bow there was a crack in my sign, but I covered that later. Now that I have everything prepared and ready to go and my easel had time to completely dry, it is now time to attach both of the signs together. I'm just taking the Noel sign and adding a bunch of hot glue on the back of it so that I can press it down firmly onto the easel, and it fits pretty perfectly right in the center of the easel. I make sure to press down firmly so everything attaches nicely, and I am going to use the same bow and the same greenery that came on the Noel ornament right back on top of my sign. As you see here, to cover that crack on the O, I just glued the bow right on top of it and you can no longer see it. And then I'm using the same greenery pick that came onto it at the bottom, once again attaching everything using my hot glue gun. Now I did want to add a little bit more berries, so I just took some from my stash and hot glued that into place. Once I was done with that, I did notice that the sign was still missing something, so I took some white acrylic paint and I started dry brushing it all over the top of my sign. This will act like falling snow right on top of it. Then I wanted to put it everywhere, so I put it on the bow and on the greenery on the bottom of my sign, and after that was done, that completes this DIY. I really loved how this DIY turned out. It is super cute and it really does scream Christmas to me, but I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. I think this one has to be my favorite out of all of them today. Moving right into our next project, I have a terracotta pot that I want to paint, and I'm going in first with my folk art home decor chalk paint in the color Imperial Red. Now, if you have been following my channel for quite some time, I have been on this kick of painting these terracotta pots, and these have been the funnest things I have been doing for a little while now, and I really want to make more, so I definitely had to make a Christmas one for you guys today. So I am only painting the bottom half of the terracotta pot in my Imperial Red because I want to paint the top rim of my terracotta pot in just a basic white acrylic paint. I make sure to give each section 2 coats of this paint just to make sure that everything is covered and nice and opaque. I already sealed my pot before I started painting it. I use a Rust-Oleum sealer and I give it 1 coat of that sealer so everything is sealed, and then I can paint on top of it. For this pot, I really wanted this to be more Christmassy, and for me, a lot of Christmas things have glitter on them, so I'm taking some Elmer's glue and I'm adding it to the white portion of my pot so that I can add some shimmering glitter to it. Now, I know a lot of people are against glitter, so if this isn't your cup of tea, you do not have to use glitter, but I just really think it brought this pot into life and gave it that Christmas look that I was going for. I will continue adding glue on the top portion of the rim and then keep adding glitter right on top of it until the whole thing was covered. Just the top portion of this pot has glitter. Once that was done and had time to dry, I am going in with a 1-inch paintbrush and some black acrylic paint, and as you see here, I'm just making one solid line in the center of my pot. This will kind of act as my Santa's belt for this pot, and I do give it 2 coats of paint and let it dry completely before adding on to it. After that had time to completely dry, I'm taking a smaller paintbrush and making a square right on top of the portion that we just painted in. This will be the buckle of our Santa suit right here, and I'm just connecting it. Once again, I give everything about 2 coats of paint. Now, the reason I put black acrylic paint down first is because I have this gold acrylic paint, and it really shows up brightly when you put it over a darker color, so that is why I put the black down. Now, as you see here, I'm just putting the gold on top of it. Now I have to put in thin layers, but after I have about 3 coats, this project is done. I am so happy how this pot turned out. It really does scream Christmas to me, and I can't wait to make more. Now, I do seal all of my pots with the same Rust-Oleum sealer so that none of my artwork gets ruined and I can add plants to it. Now, I love doing this so much that brings us into our next project. I wanted to make a really small terracotta pot, so I am going to paint this one as well. I'm going in with just some basic white acrylic paint, and I give it about 3 coats of this paint so that this white really stands out. After the paint had time to completely dry, I am going in with some orange acrylic paint and a really tiny paintbrush and adding a little carrot nose because this little guy is going to turn into a nice snowman. I take a really fine liner paintbrush and draw in the smile as you see here, and then I will also add the eyes. Now, if you had made it this far into the videos, I would love for you to leave me a comment down below that either says snowman or a snowman emoji, so I know that you are the real VIPs of my channel, and I super adore each and every one of you. After I have my face on, the last thing I needed to do was add on the highlights. I just use a back of a paintbrush, dip it in some white acrylic paint, and add little dots, and that completes this DIY. This little terracotta pot turned out so cute, and all I did was add a little bunch of berries inside of him, and he looks super adorable. Once again, it really feels like Christmas, and I would love to know what you think about this little guy down in my comment section. That completes our first Christmas in July video. That's all I have for you today, friends, and I really hope that you enjoyed each and every one of these DIYs. They were really fun to make, and it really gets me excited for the Christmas season coming up. Now, remember, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, please do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you when I upload a new video. Plus, I would love for you to be part of our virtual art family. If you are already subscribed, thank you so much. I do appreciate each and every one of you being here, but don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps me out, and it lets me know to keep making videos like this for you. If you need some more inspiration for any type of season and decor pieces, don't forget to check out my other socials. All of my links are down in the description box and also on my channel's page. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time and coming along with me in today's videos. I really had a blast making these, and I can't wait for the next ones to come out. But that is it, and I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to check out these other videos that I have linked for you over here, and as always, I will see you in the next one.